Michael and Craig Sofeld are at first glance your typical All-American boys. Tall and handsome, athletic and proud, Michael and Craig seem to embody the American spirit in all that they are. Hard-working, eager, passionate young men, anxious to find their place in the world. It's only after extended time spent with these twins that many begin to notice some interesting characteristics, like the way Craig will lean toward you slightly when you speak, how Michael's blue eyes are focused totally on you during conversation, and how at certain moments when together, they seem to be in a world completely of their own. This is because
I think
Michael
we were too
and Craig
small to
are deaf.
I think we were too small to rear, but I do remember the first time that we were hard of hearing. But I do remember the first time we went to the audiologist, and then once we got them, they fit us with our brand new hearing aids, and then once we got them, we just tried to live life as normally as possible.
They were fitted with hearing aids, taught to speak correctly, and enjoyed their traditional roles in society. Both boys continued on to college, where they capitalized on their talents in track and field. Michael in the 800-meter race, and Craig in the decathlon. They became highly skilled athletes, earning national recognition. Michael became ranked among the top 30 runners in the United States for the 800-meter race after winning 2 national championships in 1 year. Michael and Craig will be the first to tell you that their success was due to dedication and discipline, both a challenge to maintain along a full schedule of schooling and work. However, in 2009, the twins were confronted by an entirely new set of challenges. During a track meet, Craig was approached by a fellow competitor who noticed his hearing aids and asked if he was part of the United States Deaf Track and Field team, who would be traveling to Taipei, Taiwan that year for the Deaflympic Games. Anxious to learn more, Craig contacted head coach Thomas Withrow, who was thrilled to hear about their past achievements and knew immediately he wanted them for his team.
The first time I heard about that, I didn't think it was real. I was kind of overwhelmed. I found out about it. I didn't think it was real to a certain extent. Like, I found out about it, and like, I've never heard about this before. I thought it'd be a great opportunity.
The Games are built on 85 years of tradition. Organized since 1924 by the International Committee of Sports for the Deaf, the first Summer Deaflympics were held in Paris. Winter Deaflympics were added in 1949. The Summer and Winter Deaflympics are sanctioned by the International Olympic Committee, the IOC. Now, don't be surprised if you've never heard of the Deaflympics. The formerly named World Games for the Deaf was the first international athletic competition geared towards athletes with a disability, and the United States held a strong presence at the Games until the U.S. Olympic Committee cut all funding for our Deaflympics team in 2000. Since then, the Deaflympics have faded into distant American memory, its very existence known only to a few in our nation. So while the USOC continues to support the Olympics and Paralympics millions of dollars, the USA Deaflympics get nothing. In order to continue any involvement in the Games, the team was forced to move their attentions to the private sector for funding, requesting donations to cover costs. Each of our athletes need between $4,000 and $5,000 to cover the cost of competition, but because no formal funding for the team exists, the athletes must cover this cost themselves. Left alone to scrape together what they can to make it to the Games, the size and sometimes the quality of the team is compromised. Simply put, without funding, without support, our team is dwindling. I hope we will be able to get more young deaf track and field athletes to join our USADTF team in the future. We can show other countries that our team is coming back strong again. Despite all this, thanks to support from private donors and clubs like Sertoma, 21 track and field athletes were able to compete in the Summer Deaflympic Games in 2009. Although unable to compete in the overall medal count due to their size, our team brought home 5 gold medals, 2 silver, and 3 bronze. 3 out of 5 gold medals and 6 of the total 10 were made possible by the generous support of several and other private donors. Some 4,018 athletes from 81 countries competed in the 2009 Deaflympics in Taiwan, assisted by over 10,000 volunteers. As stated on the Deaflympics website, the need for separate games for deaf athletes is not just evident in the number of participants. Deaf athletes are distinguished from all others in their special communication needs on the sports field, as well as in the social interaction that is an equally vital part of the game.
One thing I think we were striving for public and also more or less support from the general public and also because that's very important. It's tough stuff from different clubs and because that's very important. It's tough for young athletes and stuff like that themselves and from their parents. It's a big fund money all themselves and from their parents. It's a big burden to go overseas.
It is the hope of every member of the USA team and every person who has found something to celebrate in the Deaflympics that the day is coming when our athletes are treated with equality and given the opportunity by support from people like you to represent the United States as best as they can on the global stage of the Deaflympics.